Getting those good deeds done early. Yes, I'm at a restaurant again. Stop judging me. It's an easy place to win. It's an easy place to do good things for good people. And I like to eat, okay? I'm at Shoney's, which for those of you who are northern folk probably don't even know what Shoney's is, but think of like maybe, I don't know. There's not really a comparison. But I came over here for a very tasty lunch buffet, and I was eating my lunch, and there was a group of 3 older ladies that's sitting right near me. Wouldn't you know that I happened to finish my food before they did, so I was able to snag their tab as well. And on top of that, I tipped their waitress well, and I tipped my waitress well. So I'm ahead of the game today on doing good deeds for good people. I think that's like 3, 4, 5. That's like five people right now that have been positively affected today. And it's only lunchtime. Anyway, welcome to Good Things for Good People, the little tiny YouTube channel with great big dreams doing great big things. That's the whole idea we're doing here, is just spreading good deeds, spreading good cheer, positivity, that kind of stuff. Encouraging and supporting each other on doing the little things from other people, trying to put some positive energy out there and some, some good deeds. What else do I need to say? Good deeds. That's what it's all about. Unfortunately, this world is rough. You know, it's rough. It's challenging. It's tough. It kicks you down sometimes. It's not always a great place. And unfortunately, a lot of times, a lot of our social media reinforcement is also kind of negative and not really putting you in a good place. So if you can go out of your way just a little bit, every day, just a little bit, how much change can we affect in the country? I'm not saying we're going to change the world, and we're not going to change the world right now. We're not going to change the country right now, but every little bit helps. And I can guarantee you, those ladies, when they get up to pay their bill, are going to have a smile on their face. I can also guarantee you that both those waitresses that I took care of the tabs for are also going to have smiles on their faces. Shoney's is kind of a spot that's, like it or not, it's more of an elderly eating establishment. It's not a real hip joint. But it is a cool place for me to come when I'm down in this area. The food's pretty good, and the people are excellent. I believe everybody who sat near me ordered tea, sweet tea or otherwise, but mostly sweet, because that's just the area of the world we're in, And it's one of the reasons I do love being in East Tennessee is the people are wonderful, the food is good, and the sweet tea is perfect. It's a great way to start a day. A little bit of house cleaning, a little bit of stuff I want to bring attention to. We did actually hit our 400 subscriber mark last night, so kudos to all of us for doing that. I really appreciate you guys. The fact that there are that many people that believe in this process, that think that we can maybe make this into something other than Austin just monologuing into a camera all the time. I'm very, very humbled with that. I'm glad you guys are on board with the process. Huge thank you to everybody who has mentioned it to a friend or sent somebody a link or posted it on your Facebook page or on your YouTube channel or whatever. You folks spreading the word is really how this is going to work. YouTube doesn't really know how to handle us. They don't really know what this is about at this point in time, because it's never really been done before. And just because it hasn't been done doesn't mean it can't be done, but it is going to be tricky. It's not something like, going out and driving a race car around and people are immediately going to be interested in it, or doing something flashy or blowing something up or whatever. People aren't typically on here looking for, random acts of kindness and good deeds and YouTube philanthropy. It's not really a thing. There's one big player in this market with Mr. Beast Philanthropy, but he's leaning on a channel of 200 and some odd million people, so he can make a major impact without really trying to. And he still does a heck of a job, not in any way dissuading you from paying attention from him or taking away from what he's doing. But it's not really a part of YouTube where that's going to see a lot of easy growth. So we're really going to have to fight for it. And I really appreciate everybody who has helped with this fight, who has believed in this message, and who are doing their best to help spread the word. I really do appreciate it from you folks. I have a story that I want to share with you guys here momentarily. I got to pull it up on my phone. I'm going to read it to you. Katrina actually sent me this of a mutual friend of ours that she posted, and it really is exactly what I'm talking about. It's exactly what I'm talking about. The little bitty things, the little acts of kindness. Yeah, it's easier when you do a monetarily thing. You know, when you pay somebody's bill or whatever. That's a good way to do it. It is. It's an efficient way to do it. And realistically, especially when money is tight for a lot of people, it's a great way to make an outsized impact, because buying somebody a free lunch or some groceries or a tank of gas or whatever can have a huge impact on somebody. The cost of food and the cost of fuel and the cost of life is expensive. And if you're in a situation where there's the ladies that are leaving right now. Here they are. Not to interrupt myself, but it makes you feel really good, being able to do good things for people. It's nice to be on the receiving end, of course, but never underestimate how happy it makes you feel being able to do things like that for people. It's whether it's better to give or receive, I don't know, but I guarantee you those little old ladies right there will remember this day, hopefully. But at least for right now, they're going to probably be in a much better state of mind because somebody cared about them. Unfortunately, as people tend to age out, and they may or may not have a lot of people around them to be able to, care and support for them. The opportunities are great to be able to do things for those folks, because a lot of people don't. Unfortunately, a lot of people fall through the cracks. But again, back to the Shoney situation, that's one of the reasons I tend to come here. Is it's an older establishment. It's typically full of older people, especially when you come for an early lunch. I got here at like 11:45, so I was here for the old folks lunch. But it's shooting fish in a barrel as far as doing good deeds. You're surrounded by people who would appreciate a smile or a yes ma'am, a no ma'am, a good day, whatever. So always be on the lookout for what you can do for somebody. It doesn't have to be a money situation. There's all kinds of little small things you can do that will improve people's days. You may not believe it. It may seem like it's just nothing important and it's not a big deal. And it might not be a big deal. It might not be a big deal to you, but it could be a huge deal to them. When was the last time those ladies had somebody buy them lunch? I don't know. Maybe it happens every day. If it does, good for them. I doubt it, but maybe it does. Maybe the world's a better place than I think it is. But at least today, I get a win taking care of those little old ladies. So I want to read this story to you guys real quick. Give me just a second. I got to get it up on my screen. Just a second. I don't want to go into too many specifics about this person and their situation, but I just want to read the post so you guys can understand what I'm talking about. Not just me. This is something else that's out there. After the last day of the show today in Kentucky, I was exhausted and I wanted to treat myself a little. I hit up the steakhouse directly behind my hotel. They were pretty busy. I don't want to give any specifics about the person that's story this is. I just want to read it to you. You'll understand when I read this. After the last day of the show today in Kentucky, I was exhausted and I wanted to treat myself a little. I hit up the steakhouse directly behind my hotel. They were pretty busy and I was eating alone, so they offered me a bar seat. I'm not usually big on sitting there, but I figured it would be better than taking up a whole table just to myself. I sat down at the counter at the corner of the bar and ordered myself a drink. Right after I got my drink, a couple came in who clearly were friends with the people I was sitting next to. When I realized that, I offered to move down a few seats so they could all sit together and talk. They thanked me profusely, and we all chatted a bit about it being my first solo trip for work and my first time in Lexington. Before I left, I went to the bathroom, and when I got back, the folks I gave my seat to had already left. I sat back down and asked the bartender for my bill. To my utter surprise, the bartender then explained to me that my drinks and meal were already paid for. I asked if he was sure, and he told me the couple I had moved seats for had paid for me before they left, and I almost started crying at the bar immediately. I'm still reeling from how unbelievably kind and generous that was. It was the only meal the whole trip I had planned to spoil myself with, so I got a New York strip steak with extra sides and a few glasses of wine. So this was not by any means a cheap bill, and these complete strangers covered it for me out of pure kindness and generosity. I feel so unbelievably grateful. That's what it's all about, folks. That's what it's all about. If you have the ability to do something like that, do it. It means so much. There's a phrase that I use, especially when I'm talking to Bill Hoskinson, about outsized impact. Something a lot of us don't realize is just how much of an impact we can have on other people, for the positive especially. We're all too used to negative. We're all too used to bad news and bad scenarios and things not going our way. It's just how the world is. So when you have moments like that are positive, that are completely unexpected, they can make your day, make your evening, make your week. They can really change your outlook. And realistically speaking, in the mental health department, there's not much better than that. What a great boost to yourself. And yeah, it might make you emotional, but it's okay. Be emotional about it. You know, it's a wonderful experience to be able to see somebody's reaction to that. And it's honestly, I didn't stay in there to see the reaction of the waitresses that took care of me and the ladies that I bought their bills. And neither did they. They didn't stay in there, but they know it's going to have an impact. And that's exactly what I want to see. That's what I want to see more of in this world. And I think there's a lot of people who share that dream, who really want to see that happen. I think it's within our reach to be able to do these little things, and every little bit helps. Again, it doesn't have to be monetary. Do whatever you possibly can, and always keep an eye out. It could be a coworker, could be a family member, could be a random stranger. You never know when that opportunity is going to pop up, but I guarantee you every single day you have an opportunity to do good in this world and to make it a better place. So if you've made it this far, first off, thank you very much for being here. I really do appreciate it. To go into some of the messaging about what this channel is all about, if you made it this far, you at least deserve this if you don't already know. The whole idea here is we're using the process of YouTube to generate revenue to be able to use to do good things for good people. That's it. When you're watching a YouTube video, there's ads that run in the beginning, in the middle, and the end of the video. When those ads run, the content creator gets money from that. YouTube gets their chunk, the content creator gets their chunk. What we're trying to do here is we're trying to get to that point where we are able to make money off this channel and use that revenue. And instead of buying me cars and a house and boat and all that stuff that I don't need, we're going to use that revenue to be able to do good things for good people. To be able to do things like buying somebody a meal, or over tipping somebody, or buying groceries to somebody. We want to keep it on a real macro level at this point in time. Someday we may be able to do huge things like Mr. Beast can, that makes hundreds of thousands of dollars per video, but we're not going to be anywhere near that anytime soon. However, there are still lots of little things that we can do, and I want to focus on those. That's where I want to keep it. I want to keep it local. I want to keep it individual. I want to make that one individual impact that we can all see and we can enjoy together. I don't think I ever really want to show much of it on camera as far as people's reactions to that, because it makes me feel a little weird about it. Maybe at some point in time I'll be able to figure out a way to do that, but at this point I don't really want to. But I am fine with watching the parking lot while they come outside. That's what the whole thing's about. I don't need any donations. I don't want you to send me anything. I don't need anything from you at all. All I need is your time spent on this video, just eyeballs on the videos. That's it. That's all there is to it. Anyway, folks, that's, what is it, Wednesday afternoon? Yeah, it's Wednesday afternoon. Hope you guys are having a great day. I'm going to get into analytics Maybe tomorrow. I'm not feeling analytical today. It's 70 degrees and beautiful outside. So I think I'm just going to enjoy the day, and I'm not going to look at analytics. Let's just say yesterday was a good day. Today's a good day. And we'll talk about how great these 2 days have been tomorrow. Sound good? Thanks for being here, folks. Take care. Bye-bye.